The lion was chosen as the king of the forest. The tiger became the symbol of fear and power. The cheetah shattered records with its speed. But the jaguar never received a single defining trait like the other animals, because the jaguar's game and its reign were greater than all of them. And that reign was in the Amazon. Most of us think we know the jaguar. We know it is spotted and powerful, and some even know that it is a symbol of the Amazon. But that description sounds more like a movie poster than an actual animal. The real jaguar is very different from everything I just mentioned, and it hides deep mysteries within it. Asterisk. Most predators establish a territory and stay within it for years. A lion controls a specific part of the savanna. A leopard follows the boundaries of the trees. This behavior is predictable, and a predictable predator is eventually studied and understood by its prey. The jaguar does not make that mistake. A male jaguar's territory ranges from 50 to 100 square miles. Within that area, it constantly changes its routes. It does not visit the same water source on consecutive days. It does not wait beneath the same tree over and over again. This is not random behavior. It is the result of both power and intelligence. Scientists at the Pantanal Research Station in Brazil used GPS tracking to study jaguars' hunting routes over a period of 10 years. The result was as clear and sharp as the animal's own nobility. The jaguar changes its routes deliberately. It prevents its prey from learning its patterns. This warrior of an animal understands that its prey is constantly watching and studying it, and in response, it develops strategies as if it were playing a game of chess. Let us crown this point with a saying from the tribes of the Amazon about the jaguar. If you have seen it once, it has seen you 10 times. This is not just a simple saying. It is one of the strongest pieces of evidence revealing who the true ruler of this harsh land really is. Which big cat has the strongest bite force in the world? Most people say the lion or the tiger. That information is wrong. When adjusted for body weight, the jaguar ranks at the top of the list. But that is just a statistic. What truly matters is how that power is used. A jaguar does not bite its prey on the throat. It bites through the skull. Every other big cat finishes the job with a throat bite. They cut off the prey's ability to breathe. The jaguar does not do that. It goes straight for the skull. It reaches the protective layers surrounding the brain. By doing so, it targets the most vital organ of its prey. Why did it evolve this behavior? Because in the Amazon, many prey species are protected by tough armor. Turtles and caimans are among the best-known examples. If the jaguar relied on a throat bite against animals like these, it would be useless. That is why, over thousands of years, the jaguar developed jaws powerful enough to crush that armor. If you think we are going to explain its bite force this briefly, I saved the most important fact for the end. At the biomechanics laboratory of the University of Florida, the jaguar's bite force was measured. The result was an average of 1400 psi. Talking about a predator whose bite force is nearly 10 times greater than that of a human. We should not forget that the caiman population of the Amazon knows this reality as well. When a caiman encounters a jaguar, it does not simply escape into the water, because the water does not save it. The jaguar enters the water too, and in the next section, we will take a closer look at this animal's remarkable abilities in the water. Lions do not enter the water. Cheetahs do not enter the water. Leopards avoid it, unless they absolutely have to. For the overwhelming majority of big cats, water is an obstacle, something that must be crossed, and if possible, avoided. Many of us even grew up watching cartoons that portrayed them as being afraid of water. But for this predator, water is an advantage. In the Amazon, nearly half of the forest is flooded for 6 months of the year. During this period, other predators shrink their range, retreat, and wait. The jaguar does the opposite. It expands. When the water rises, the jaguar's hunting territory expands with it. It swims through the water. It chases and captures prey in the water: caimans, river turtles, and large freshwater fish. All of them seem to believe that the water protects them. But if a jaguar is in that water, then the ruler of that territory is still the jaguar. In 2018, researchers from the University of Florida compared the hunting success of jaguars in water with their hunting success on land. Most of you would probably assume that this powerful predator is more effective on land. That would be a reasonable assumption. But the results showed the exact opposite. Its success rate in the water was higher than on land. Water is almost like a hidden power that few people know about. But here is the interesting question. Why is the jaguar so comfortable entering the water? Why can other big cats not do the same? The answer lies in thousands of years of evolution. The ancestors of the jaguar moved south from North America. The landscapes they crossed were filled with rivers, swamps, and waterways. As a result, they adapted to entering the water and hunting within it. Think about this for a moment. We follow an animal for 10 years. We attach GPS tracking devices to it. We set up cameras that it cannot see. We collect thousands of hours of data. And in the end, we realize something remarkable. This animal leaves behind no predictable pattern for when it chooses to hunt. It operates almost like a secret agent. In 2021, a research team supported by the National Geographic Society tracked 14 jaguars in Brazil's Pantanal region over a period of 2 years. They recorded hunting times, hunting locations, and prey preferences. They documented everything. And the picture that emerged was astonishing. This animal did not move according to any fixed pattern or rhythm. It hunts during the day. It hunts at night. It hunts in the early morning. Its behavior changes with the seasons, but even those changes cannot be accurately predicted. Researchers describe this as a strategy of maximum flexibility. In other words, the jaguar does not allow its prey to analyze and understand its behavior. But there is a question that science still cannot fully answer. Is this flexibility learned, or is it instinctive? In other words, does the jaguar do this consciously? There is no definitive answer yet, but we do know one thing. Indigenous tribes of the Amazon have been trying to track jaguars for thousands of years, and even today, they still cannot predict them with complete accuracy. If an animal can defeat thousands of years of human observation, then there must be something more at work than ordinary instinct. Up to this point, you have seen the jaguar as a hunter, powerful, intelligent, and unpredictable. But the jaguar's greatest power is not revealed when it is present. Its greatest power is revealed when it is gone. Think about it. During the 1990s, jaguar populations in parts of the southern Amazon declined rapidly. In some areas, the cause was illegal hunting. In others, it was human encroachment on their habitat. Researchers monitored these regions for years and recorded what happened as jaguar numbers continued to fall. First, the caiman population exploded. Without jaguars keeping them in check, their numbers increased uncontrollably. As the caiman population grew, fish populations in the rivers began to decline dramatically. When the fish decreased, dozens of species that depended on those rivers were affected: birds, reptiles, and mammals. Then the quality of the water began to change. The growing caiman population disturbed the riverbeds on a much larger scale. Vegetation suffered. The soil's moisture balance was disrupted. The decline of a single predator triggered a chain reaction throughout the entire ecosystem. Scientists call this a trophic cascade. When balance is disrupted at one level of the trophic pyramid, every level is affected, and the jaguar sits at the very top of that chain. A 2020 report from Brazil's National Institute for Space Research reached a striking conclusion. In regions of the Amazon where jaguar populations remain strong, biodiversity is 30 to 40% higher. Wherever the jaguar exists, the forest is healthier and life is far more diverse. In the middle of the 20th century, jaguar fur became one of the fashion world's most desired luxuries. Hollywood stars proudly wore clothing made from jaguar pelts. As a result, nearly 18,000 jaguars were killed every year across the Amazon. It is easy to say the number out loud, but we are talking about 18,000 individual lives. In 1973, the CITES agreement banned the international trade of jaguars. Hunting slowed down, but habitat loss continued. Today, there are an estimated 60 to 70,000 jaguars left in the world. That number is above the critical danger threshold, but they are not safe. Fragmented habitats are separating jaguar populations from one another. Isolated populations lose genetic diversity, and populations that lose genetic diversity eventually decline over the long term. In 2019, the Brazilian government expanded its jaguar conservation program. Joint projects with indigenous communities began. In some regions, populations are recovering, but the recovery is slow, and the pressure on the Amazon is not decreasing. At the beginning of this video, I told you something. The lion was chosen as the King of the forest, the tiger became the symbol of fear and power. The cheetah shattered records with its speed, but the jaguar never received a single defining title like the others. Now you understand why I said those words. The jaguar never chased titles, because the true heroes are often the ones whose names we rarely hear. We explored 5 critical facts today, but there is far more to learn about the jaguar than just 5 points. This animal is still not fully understood. It still cannot be completely tracked. It still cannot be completely predicted. Modern science is still trying to solve its mysteries. Somewhere in the silence of the Amazon, a jaguar is waiting right now. It has seen you. You have not seen it, and that difference explains everything. Keep your notifications turned on for the next chapter of this series, because the next animal is not nearly as silent.